Hi, friends, and thanks for joining us for the PHNX Suns pregame show brought to you by the DraftKings Sportsbook app, America's #1 sportsbook app. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications so that you know whenever we are live. I'm Lindsay Smith here with Espo, Gerald Bourget, and Saul Bookman. And the story continues tonight, fellas. It's the Suns and the Nuggets. Bragging rights are on the line. And I'm not very positive about this one.
Suns in 4 quarters, baby. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh my God, you echo those words again.
Those words are cursed.
I hate those words so much. Like I have a visceral reaction to Suns in 4 now.
Yeah.
I know. Still, you started off. You knew what you were doing.
He's triggered now.
Yep.
Yeah. Look, I think we all came into last night's game assuming the worst, and the Suns surprised us. But tonight they have the detriment of being on the second night of a back-to-back and still not having hardly anyone out there. And playing in the Denver altitude, this one could be a little rough. I'm hoping that they surprise us for the second night in a row, but I wouldn't put my money on it.
Look,
Yeah.
I think we should just keep things the same. We should all doubt them in this pregame,
Yeah.
run it back, and maybe we get the same result.
Yeah, hopefully.
Yeah, listen. I
system.
think one of the things about tonight is you hope that these guys come out with the same energy, and they come out with honestly the same shooting, or maybe even a little bit better shooting performance. Because last night, I know it felt like they shot really well, but the statistics did not bear that out at all. Both teams actually shot rather poorly, but the Suns were able to string them together a lot more often and frequently, and hopefully we get more of that tonight.
Yeah, that would be wonderful, because I feel like even though we didn't really have a lot of faith yesterday, this seems like a tougher matchup than yesterday's game did.
It is.
Especially because you had Steph, who was coming back from injury. You knew there was probably going to be, we knew there were minutes restrictions going into the game, and the likelihood of him really like just popping off right away was probably more slim to none.
It's important because of Jokic.
Well, yeah, but
Jokic is just, there's nobody that can defend him in any way, shape, or form at any point or position on the court. Like that's just what it is. And that's the biggest difference between last night and tonight, is that guy might just absolutely go crazy on us tonight. Now, he typically doesn't really do that. He doesn't like go for his. But tonight's one of those matchups where I could easily see things just falling in line for him to drop 40.
or set an NBA record in assists.
Yeah.
Look, that's the thing. Last night, the strength of the Warriors is their guards. The Suns had their defensive specialists at those positions, Okogie, Mikal, guys that could guard those kind of talented players. Tonight, you don't have that at all. I mean, I love Jock. I'm a big Jock guy, but like I
That always sounds weird.
take that as you will. But like, this is Jokic. This is a different kind of beast. Jock, busy-ish. They're all going to have their hands full, and you hope none of them get in foul trouble like Jock did last night, because it could become a much bigger problem in the fourth quarter if that happens as well.
Right. Jokic is a problem matchup even when DA is out there. I mean, in their first meeting on Christmas, he had a 41-point triple-double. Like, he was really good. And DA has typically done a really good job of limiting him in the past. And the Suns have had a winning record over the last 2 or 3 years against this team because of it. But with him out and the Suns going with their same starting lineup as last night with Bismack starting, you're hoping that he has the athleticism and some of the strength to kind of throw Jokic off his game. But he's a top 3 MVP candidate for a reason. You're not going to stop him. You need to focus on kind of the other guys and hope that Jokic just doesn't have a historic night on your head.
Seriously, though. And it also doesn't help that it's second night of back-to-back. They got in really, really early this morning or late last night, whatever you want to call it.
Who freaking? I got home at 1. I was up at 6. Like, do your job, all right?
Yeah, I listen. The 4 o'clock in the morning thing. Listen, we're acting like these guys are like grinding in the lab. I know it's not the most comfortable thing in the world, but they are flying first class. They do have nice accommodations. They're gonna be okay.
Yeah.
This whole 4 a.m. thing, I don't.
Now the altitude, that's real, but
The altitude is real.
Really? That's what we're going to go with. The altitude is real, but waking up or being up until 4 a.m. and then having to get up at 9 the next day is not?
For you, it's not. For them, they're fine.
I mean, I feel like it adds up over the course of a season, I think, for sure. Like
After Mikal had to play 41 minutes the night before.
Look, I'm making light of it. There is an impact, but I really do
Look
feel
how
like
fast you back down, Espo.
I'm making light of it. It's not like that. It is. We all struggle when we have to get 4 hours of sleep. Like I've had a rough day on 4 hours of sleep, and I don't have to go out and perform at my peak athletic
But they
ability.
also slept on the plane.
No, they don't. Hardly ever. They play cards.
Well, that's down them. Why is that our fault?
It's harder to fall asleep for just a few hours, then wake up, then fall back asleep. That's harder for a lot of people than it is to just stay up and go to sleep one time.
And have you ever tried to sleep on a plane as a 6-foot-something guy? Like
it's tough.
Have you ever watched those guys try to fold themselves on a plane? It ain't.
Also,
But
I'm not
also
saying it's
squeezed
everything.
into-
I'm just saying it's a piece of the puzzle, and it's not nothing.
Don't they have like reclined seats and stuff?
No.
It's not like they lay down into beds.
What do you mean?
It's not as fancy as you think. Like they're
I
nice
assume
planes,
that the Suns
but-
plane is better than the D-backs plane. I've been on the D-backs plane and they have plush seats. Why wouldn't the Suns have a better plane?
I've
They
never
don't?
been
I'll
on
give
the
you one
plane, so I
answer.
don't know.
I'll give you one chance to answer.
Oh,
so
no. But the D-backs have the same problem. If we're talking about cheap owners.
I can't say.
I've been on multiple team planes with the Suns, and I was not ever.
Do they switch
overly
planes?
Yeah,
they
don't have, like,
own their
one
own
team?
plane.
own a
No, they don't
plane.
own
See,
their
I'm
own
learning
plane.
something new all the
Like-
time. I thought they had just one
No, they
plane.
rent planes.
Yeah, and
They
I
rent
actually
them. They don't
think
even have their own planes.
No.
Sometimes they even rent them from regular airlines, like
Yeah.
a Delta jet.
90% of the time, it's just a
Yeah.
Delta private
Yeah.
plane. Yeah.
No.
That's
Yeah.
tough.
Oh
Yeah,
my
like
God.
It wasn't
Guys, we're
anything
flying
overly
Spirit
fancy.
today because that's all we
No,
have.
not Spirit. Never gonna get there.
Remember Major
They
League?
just
when
charter a plane. They don't own their own plane. It's not like some fancy, crazy Dallas Cowboys shenanigans.
Remember in Major League when the Cleveland baseball team
Yeah.
brings the plane out there? It's got the propellers. Not that different, all right?
Oh my God, Matt Ishbia.
Here we go.
The first thing on the agenda: get him a plane, please.
Ishbia Airlines. Here we
Okay,
go.
well then I take it back because if I'm having to squeeze my ass into regular first class as a 7-foot giant, yeah, no, I'm probably not getting a lot of sleep.
They're a
So
little
I take
bit better than
everything I said
regular
back.
first
A
class,
little bit,
but
but-
still, it's not like a full-on bed or anything of that sort
Yeah, it's
by
not
any
like
means.
it's not like our recliners for more furniture or
No.
anything. It's it's just plain
That makes
sleep.
me sad.
Imagine sitting in the middle seat with Ish Wainwright.
There's no
and Biz on
there's
the
no
other
there's
side.
only two seats.
There
There's
is.
only two.
There's
There's
one
only
seat.
two. There's no middle seats, so you don't have to worry about that.
Except for when you fly to Summer League with the Summer League Suns on Southwest.
Oh yeah, then
Then
you just
there's a
actually
middle
literally
seat.
get
They
on a
fly in
plane.
Southwest?
Oh yeah, I flew on Southwest
Yeah.
with the team.
Not Suns
God.
by Southwest.
What is wrong with
Depending-
this organization?
I want to say though they did charter a plane when it was like DA,
Well,
or
yeah.
DA might have chartered it for himself.
KSX would cost you half as much.
I went to Summer League with the likes of Kendall Marshall
I know.
and Archie Goodwin and fill in the blank other scrub that they drafted while I was there. So Southwest was nice enough for them. So.
Oh my gosh.
It happens. you
Okay,
know?
I take
is
it
what
back.
is. Yeah.
I did have Lon Babby refuse to drive me to the hotel though. That was nice. So,
Oh, well, that's
What a
unfortunate.
nice guy.
actually, Lon is very nice. It was a funny moment.
All right, let's look at who will not be playing in tonight's game. The Suns
Everybody.
side of things still very, very long. DA is out, Landry Shamet is out, Devin Booker's out, Chris Paul is out, Cam Johnson's out, Cam Payne is out. One thing that I did think that was really interesting that Dwayne Rankin had sent out yesterday as a tweet was that Monty was saying after the game that Landry was like begging him to let him play.
Mm-hmm.
And Monty was like, yeah, no, we're not going to risk it. So I don't know if that means that Landry might be back sooner rather than later, if he's starting to feel better and they just want to be 100% sure that he's actually better. But there's your one piece of good news.
Yeah, I mean that's potentially a good piece of news if he comes back, but like I think DA has said him, and I can't remember who the other person is that typically plays through a lot of injuries and you would never
Mhm.
know. He mentioned Landry was one of those two guys, so it could just be a case of Landry being desperate to get back on the floor even though he's not quite there yet.
Yeah.
That's all I got.
I thought you were going to add something to
I
that.
was,
it looked like you were gonna
I
say
totally
something.
forgot. So
Okay.
I got nothing.
And then our friend Dwayne Rankin also sent out another tweet today with a few more updates around the injury side of things. He said, Monty Williams didn't provide any update on Chris Paul when asked if the plan is for him to join the team on the trip. As for Cam Johnson, Williams said he has not had any contact. He's played a little bit of one-on-one, been on the court, quote, a little bit. So those are not good bits of
Not
nuggets.
encouraging updates for the road trip, no.
No.
We knew that Chris Paul wasn't on the road trip as far as the first leg yesterday. We wondered, okay, maybe he might meet them in Denver because it's not that long of a flight. Apparently not there.
Yeah.
So
I mean, why would he though? Like, what's the point?
I mean, if he's healthy, you want him out there.
Well, he did release a children's book today, I believe, if social media.
He did.
Yeah,
I think it was
right. So was it
I
yesterday?
think it was yesterday, yeah.
So
But yeah,
there's that.
I mean, yeah, we're very shorthanded again tonight, which is why expectations are a little bit lower. But the thing for me is like I need Cam Johnson to get back into contact soon. We need some type of reprieve from all these injuries, some type of cavalry coming in to help save this team. And the fact that he hasn't done contact yet, it still might be another week or two before we hear about his comeback.
Gerald, we got good news for you.
What?
The cavalry's here. The cavalry have arrived, or
Have they
has
not?
arrived, since it's
Has-
singular.
Yeah, has arrived.
Where are they
The
coming
Suns
from?
have called in some backup.
Oh, here we go.
Corona del Sol Zone.
Signing guard Saben Lee to a 10-day contract. You'll remember Saben Lee was most recently playing for the G League Raptors 905. He appeared in 2 NBA games with the 76ers this season, as well as a preseason game with the Phoenix Suns, where he tallied, wait for it, 9 points in 14 minutes.
He's my third favorite Saban. There's Nick Saban,
Ooh.
the Saban that did Power Rangers, and then
Saban Lee.
Saban Lee.
Yeah, I can't root for a Corona del Sol Aztec because I'm a Marcos Teniza Padre. It's just in my blood. It's like U of A, ASU all over again. So,
I see.
yeah. Good luck, Saban.
Yeah. Look, this was not even a guy that we covered in our podcast the other day as a joke. in
Dude,
the
and we
lightning
covered
round.
like 80 of them.
We got a lot of dudes. He was here for one preseason game with the Suns, their preseason finale, and on a training camp invite. He got a chance to get out there, and Monty was talking about how when he showed up, it was cool to see his excitement and his attitude as far as like being a 10-day or being a training camp invite. That's really tough to live that lifestyle and to be constantly playing and never knowing when you're going to get your chance. So it is cool that he's back and that they have someone who's somewhat familiar with what they do, but I didn't see this one coming. I was pretty pissed because I stayed up till 3 a.m. writing an article about candidates for this 10-day, and then they come out of the woodworks with Saben Lee.
I think we have a sounder for that, don't we?
Do we? That is brutal.
I was actually thinking of the Price is Right one, but I'll take that.
Good too.
I had nothing to do with that, Saban.
Me neither.
James Jones
That's such a good one.
James Jones telegraphed it though.
Yeah.
He said to I believe it was Tom Leander who said he doesn't like 10-day guys because it takes him 4 or 5 days to just know the system.
Jesus Christ, you with the loophole.
So
Here we go.
he brought in a guy that knows the system. Like, but that's what it is. I mean,
For like
he
3
telegraphed
days.
it better than some
Still
guy
has
that
a
has
leg
no
up on
idea.
somebody who
Yeah.
knows nothing about it,
So-
technically speaking.
But that's why I was pissed because like you could have still brought in like a Langston Galloway or a Etuan Moore if you're going that
Alfred
route.
Payton,
Just
anyone?
Stop. Too far. Too much, sir.
I
But
mean,
no,
that's what I said to Gerald. He was like, but I just didn't see this one coming. I was like, would you have preferred Alfred Payton?
No, but like I didn't see it coming because I didn't think a few days of training camp and like one preseason game was enough for him to really get a grasp of the whole system. I get he has a leg up on a typical 10-day signee, but
I can't wait for Saban to drop 30 in the first half and then not see a lick of playing time in the second half. So that's cool.
Oh, he's already getting Dwayne Washington Jr.'s minutes in the fourth.
He
So-
is.
so-
1,000,000% he is.
do you have Adonis Arms on your list? The greatest
I did
preseason
not.
name in Suns history.
Adonis
did not.
Harms is phenomenal. I love him.
Adonis Arms.
Yeah, that's a great name. If you are curious about Saben Lee, back in October when they first added him, I wrote about him on gophnx.com, so you can check that out. It was a joint article about Adonis Arms, actually. But he's a defensive-minded guy, for those who are not familiar. He brings a lot of athleticism. He's a little shorter. He's probably not going to light up the scoreboard very much, but he is a guy that can make some plays and is a good defender. So we'll see.
All right, stack him and Josh Okogie on top of each other, and let's play some defense on Jokic.
There we go.
Woo!
Listen, Jeremy in the chat gets it. Jeremy said Monty likes him. That holds a lot of weight when deciding who you're going to add to this team and who you're not. It does. We've learned this already.
Gerald, does Monty like you? Can we get you a 10-day?
Sometimes.
I think so. I don't think he likes me that much.
I'm going to start calling you Adonis Arms.
No.
Please don't do that.
I bet Monty like eats the same thing for every meal all the time.
Probably.
He does not like change.
Like breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Yeah.
Jose said that Saben Lee had 28 points and 11 rebounds 3 weeks ago in the G League. So
he is averaging like 21 in the G League. It is the G League, but
yeah, isn't Jalen LeCue a superstar there right
he's
now?
also averaging 20 points
So,
in
look at
the
that.
G League.
And he knows the system.
I mean, Jalen LeCue, I liked him. He was only 22 still, but
I feel like he could have used a little bit more run.
a little
I
bit.
don't know.
I
We'll
would
see.
have liked to see that, but
Espa, what are we wearing tonight?
The hell of fun. No, the statement edition tonight. We get the good-looking jerseys against the Denver City edition tonight. So I think we're the better dressed team at least.
Yes, I
yeah,
agree
don't
with
I don't
that.
like those unis.
100%.
I like that.
For
You like the
Nuggets?
Denver one?
I do.
Really?
Do you?
I like the shorts.
Okay.
The shorts are, I'll give you the shorts. Not a big fan of the jersey.
That's all I
though.
got. I like the shorts.
I'd comment
I'm
on it, but I
fine
couldn't
with
see the
it.
picture. I got a weird angle on the screen.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's a
yeah.
little
Yeah.
awkward.
I think they're just okay. I wouldn't. I would take Miami's white over Denver's white
You know
for
what we're
sure.
going to start doing on these? I'm going to bring the whiteboards back. We're going to score the uniforms out of 10. The opponent's uniform.
We
out of
should
10.
do
I mean,
that.
I might
Let's
just
do
draw a
that.
trash can.
Yes. We should
Play
definitely
with
do that.
emojis.
All right. It's our favorite time of the show where we talk about sports betting. First and foremost, who y'all got and by how much?
Oh, give me the Nuggets by 11.
The Nuggets.
The Nuggets.
I will take the Nuggets by 10.
I had the Nuggets by 8 for this one.
Same. I got them by 8. Hopefully, this is a repeat of last night, and the Suns will shock us all since we all bet against them. Fingers crossed. One can only hope. But what do our friends at the DraftKings Sportsbook app think about tonight's game?
They have less faith than us.
Ooh.
They have the Nuggets by 14.5 right now.
Damn.
This
Yeah, you-
only went up 1 point today,
But the
which
one,
I was kind of surprised.
the one thing that really bothered me today was that I happened to come across some threads, some Nuggies threads, and like people are literally saying like Chris Paul and Devin Booker and DA are like dodging the Nuggets. I was like, what the fuck? Do you even know what's going on with this team? Nobody's dodging anybody. They've been hurt for a while.
Brother, we just got back to 500. We're not trying to dodge anybody.
Yeah.
For real.
You can get plus 750 on the Suns right now on the money line.
Really?
If you're feeling saucy,
Oh,
if you
man.
think a repeat can happen, you can get pretty damn good odds on the money line on the DraftKings Sportsbook app.
I'm
right
feeling
now.
pretty saucy with my bet.
Is
That's
that
why.
what you
Oh,
picked,
yeah?
Espo? Did you take the Suns money line?
No.
So you don't have that
Do
faith?
I want to lose this contest? No.
So you have no faith.
I don't want to be Lindsay or Saul. I want to be me.
Oh.
This guy.
All right. Well, tell me
Wins one
what
time
did
and
you
he's-
pick?
I picked first field goal exact Nuggets 2-pointer
Okay.
at plus 135. I'm not going huge tonight, but
Okay.
I like this one.
Well, Daddy's about to make a run right here. Let's go.
Not
Th-
that.
Mikal
So
Bridges.
uncomfortable.
Mikal
Immediately
Bridges,
uncomfortable.
First field goal plus 600. Give me some money.
Okay.
All
Yeah.
right. I took yet another what I feel like is a semi-safe bet. Dwayne Washington over 2.5 turnovers tonight at a minus 175.
It's like a damn sure thing.
Yeah.
Basically, as long as D Wash plays more than 20, 25 minutes tonight, it's probably going to happen.
He's got 4, 4, and 3 in the last 3 games where he's played significant minutes.
Yeah.
So
As long as he doesn't, if he needs to get that third turnover before we get to the fourth quarter.
Right, because who knows how
'Cause
much
he
he'll
ain't
play in the
playing
fourth
well,
quarter.
the fourth quarter turnovers are the reason why he's been getting pulled. So you might be fine if you got like 1 or 2 in the fourth
That's
and he's
true.
out there.
Monty's
That is
ready
very
to play
true.
Bismack at point.
point, yeah.
tonight,
Oh, boy.
even in the
For sure.
fourth. So
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
need that size.
So fingers crossed, things work out better for me on the DraftKings Sportsbook app tonight than they did yesterday because both of you hit your bets yesterday and I did not. So what is the leaderboard looking like?
Aussie Suns fans.
So Saul is a minus 1850. I'm a plus 41. And
loser,
Espo
baby.
is winning the thing right now at 6450.
None of us are rich.
None of us are rich,
No.
but
Yet.
we're getting there. Also, Aussie Suns fan pod. Why are Lindsay's bets always anti-Suns? Because I'm trying to win and I know the Suns better than the opponent. So I'm going to bet on what I know the Suns are likely going to do.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's a positive and sometimes it's a negative. But I'm betting based off of wanting to win versus my heart.
Well,
That's what this competition did to me, you guys. I used to bet with my feelings and I used to bet all for the Suns because it was just fun. And now it's a competition and bragging rights are on the line. So it is what it is. Blame Saul and Espo.
We did start this competition in the middle of like the worst stretch of the season.
That
also.
too.
So like, I don't blame you for being anti-Suns when they're missing 4 or 5 starters.
Like, I think can't remember our bets, but I think most of our bets have been on the Suns. Have they?
Some of them.
Yeah, but mine have been like
You
DA
guys tend to
underblocks
skew,
and
like
things
first
like
field
that.
goal or stuff
Except
like
for
that.
Draymond last night. I didn't. That was the first time I think
Yeah.
I didn't take it.
And then they said, but you're not winning. Well, I was winning up until last night because Espo took the lead because he hit an outrageous bet at a plus like 650.
But also, you
Yeah.
lost your bet last night.
Yeah. But
Because you
that's what
picked-
I'm saying.
Because you picked against
Up
the Suns.
until last night, I was winning.
Yeah.
I just
So-
said, to hell with Saul telling me I shouldn't bet big. He got in my head early in the competition. But I said, you know what? Screw it. I'm going to be me. I'm going to bet big. And I won.
Got back to his roots.
Yeah.
I wonder if I win tonight and you lose, I think I take the lead.
How much
How?
are
It
you
was like a
for?
plus 150.
No, mine's not a plus. Mine's a plus 600.
Yours is a
You-
plus 600? Yours at a
Seven-
two-pointer? Oh, no, you picked Mikal.
Yeah, I'd gain 70. What's it? What do you say that right now?
Is that
I'm
like
sitting at 61.
60 something?
So you would be down to 51,
Yeah. And you
and I would be
Why
like
would he-
30.
oh,
yeah,
yeah.
you're right.
So I'd still
No,
be-
I'd be at the 50. I'd be
Yeah,
right behind
we'd
you.
We'd be right neck and neck.
Yeah.
Don't worry about Lindsay. She's
Intrigue.
already done.
Or I'd be beating. I think I'd be beating you by 50 cents.
as we
Oh,
go along in the
let's see.
season and people get more desperate to catch up, are we going to see like parlays?
Oh,
Is that
yeah.
Oh,
gonna
for
be
sure.
a
Oh,
I
I've
thing?
already had a
almost-
parlay.
Oh,
I
yeah,
almost
like
put
16
together a
leg.
parlay today, but I was like,
I can't wait for
it
that.
just
Yeah.
it was just a whole lot. I don't know. I
Some
couldn't
of the
do
parlays
it.
I saw today, I was like,
They were rough.
Yeah.
Most of the parlays, like on DraftKings, they'll make a parlay for you, so it's a lot easier. You don't have to actually go through and pick your own.
Mm.
But they were all at like plus 4,000, 5,000,
Yeah.
6,000 because they were that outrageous of parlays. And I was like, yeah, I don't know about that.
And the
There was
big-
one that had D Wash scoring like 30 points.
Yeah. There's another one that had him scoring 40.
Yeah.
Just wait till I have a 16-leg parlay.
Dear God.
We got to wait for the Hawks game to end. Sorry, folks.
It's not going to fit
I
on the
mean,
graphic.
3
Are we-
graphics
Should
just
we
for
put
my
some
bet.
sort of rule that it has to be games that all end before our post game starts so that
Yes,
we don't have
yes.
like anything crazy
I
that
think
Emma
we
has
should
to
only
pay
be able
attention to?
bet on our own game.
Yeah, I think
Okay.
that's
That's
fair.
fair. That's fair. All right. Well, if you guys want to get in on the action, download the DraftKings Sportsbook app. Right now, all new and existing customers can get a no-sweat bet each day of the wild card round this weekend. Just place any NFL bet of your choice, and if it loses, you'll get a free bet back up to $10. Also, new customers, download the DraftKings Sportsbook app right now, but make sure you use that promo code PHNX when you sign up because new customers can bet $5 on the NFL and get $200 in free bets instantly only at DraftKings Sportsbook with the code PHNX. Minimum age and eligibility restrictions apply. See show notes for details.
Also, before we get to this next section, can I say something?
Yeah.
Somebody in the chat asked where I got this hat from. Illegal Pete's. It's an Illegal Pete's hat. It's pretty dope. I like
Nice.
it.
Nice.
Friends of the fam
Mhm.
over here.
Mhm.
Okay, so good news. We're not the drama, you guys.
Mhm.
We thought we were, but we're not. We saw this ranking of fans in the NBA who complain the most about officiating, and we're in 20th place.
Who's number one? It's the Warriors. It's
Mhm.
me.
Yeah.
I'm the problem. It's me.
Yeah, this was based on percentage of fan tweets about
Yes.
their team, right?
Since the beginning of the season involving refs.
Yeah,
Okay.
based on tweets.
So I think what this really says is we've just been defeated by the refs, and we've just like, yeah, it's enough complaining.
I think what it says to me is people realize the Suns are 29th in frequency of shots at the rim. So we're like, yeah, we probably don't deserve free throws, do we?
I was surprised, though, honestly, when I first saw the initial tweet about it. I was like, oh, yeah, we're going to be in top 10 at least.
I would have guessed.
We're almost in the bottom third. That's impressive.
I think Pugs and Hugs has it correct. Said we do our crying here. That makes way more sense.
Sure.
We're not on Twitter anymore. We're here. We've created this community, so this is where we come to complain about the officiating instead of Twitter now.
And we're not going into other people's teams chats and whining and crying about how we lost and all.
I mean,
that's not what we do here.
Okay, sometimes a little bit.
Lots of shade.
Is there anybody on this list that was surprising to you guys? The Bulls being second? I was like, really?
I think 2/3 of those was Matt Peck, our CHGO Bulls host. So
Jake Flanagan also, like he's sometimes he's a little whiner.
Maybe.
Whiny little baby.
It might just be because they have such a big fan base. I feel like the big fan
That
base is right at the
too.
top.
That's true.
Well, and for what, 12 years they got used to the Jordan rules where if you breathed on your best player, it was a foul.
Yeah,
so
that's true.
They probably have not overcome that yet.
They don't understand what a foul is.
Yeah.
Okay, so some people, Jose wants to know who complained the most, like top 10. So I'll just do that real quick. Warriors, Bulls, Cavs, Heat, Nets, Grizzlies, Celtics, Mavs, Lakers, Blazers. I don't know if that was 10 or not, but that's what you get. So those were the top ones. And then coming in last place, Hornets were dead last, and then Pelicans were right above them.
What are they going to complain about? They're trash.
Oh, shit.
Pelicans now, like, that's actually respectable. And I do like the Pelicans fans, even though they hate us.
They hate us.
They definitely hate
I think
us.
they hate me. Let's be honest.
Low key, I wonder if Pelicans fans and Mavs and Pelicans are like 1A and 1B, depending on the night.
Yeah, they're
I think Mavs fans will pop in more often when we're not playing them, but Pelicans, when we are playing them, they go just as hard.
I felt like we earned the respect of more Mavs fans over that series. New Orleans fans tuned in for about 4.5 seconds. I said something stupid and they hated us.
Yeah, I mean, I think we trolled. I think we trolled Pelicans fans more than we trolled the Mavs fans, except at the beginning of the. Actually, was it the Mavs series or was it the Mavs regular season game where we put a pigeon on Luka on a pigeon?
That was the first part of the series.
I think it's the opposite of how it is on Twitter, because on Twitter, Mavs fans come in all the time because they have bragging rights now, and Pelicans fans, they just hate us because like we talk so much shit after the series and because they own us now.
No, Mavs are still at the top of the list for sure.
As far
Pelicans
as-
are just right underneath.
No, there's a reason that the Pelicans fans hate us, and I think I figured it out.
It's Chris Paul.
No. It's Lindsay's hate of beignets.
Yes.
That's what caused the rift.
That is it.
And
That is it.
It's unrepairable. I mean,
Don't
you can't fix
besmirch
it.
the beignets.
You might be onto something
It might be.
because I have said on this program like at least 7 times that I think the precious beignets are overrated.
Oh,
So
my
we are the
God.
drama after
Oh,
all.
my
After all.
gosh.
We've come full circle.
We
It
are
hurts.
not. I am in this particular situation. I
It's
am
like
the drama.
shut down Cafe Du Monde. Nobody needs that crap.
That's
I don't
rough.
think it needs to be shut down. It's just like, it's also not worth like 3-hour wait times.
Oh, it is.
I'm just saying. It's just whatever. All right. Well, any final thoughts on tonight's game, gentlemen?
Keep it close. Let's see a competitive game. That's all we
Yes.
can ask for tonight.
We're playing with house money. They won last night. Like, okay, great. Tonight is whatever you do is whatever you do tonight.
Yeah. Let's go Suns.
All right. Well, thank you guys for tuning in. We appreciate you as always. Of course, as a reminder, don't forget to meet us right back here after the game wraps up. Bye.
Bye.
Hey yo, my lifestyle is retro. Tell the Phoenix Metro. Megas in control and he ain't never gonna let go. PHNX though. Lindsey, Gerald, Espo. Saw past the ball.